Hello, welcome back. I'm playing a game that I'm sure is not on anyone's radar, is probably not going to get a lot of views, but I wanted to play it because it sounds interesting. One of my favorite movies is My Dinner with Andre, and the whole movie is just two people sitting down at a dinner table and talking. So this seems like, it might be up my alley a little bit. And because I'm a degenerate rebel and I can never say yes to anybody, instead of having coffee, I'm going to have beer while I play this game because it's blasphemous. Simply because it's blasphemous. I'm not a big alcohol drinker, but we have a few beers left over from New Year's, so yeah, why not? I think I'm only going to have one though. We'll see how this goes. I don't know if this game's any good. It's got some pretty good reviews, I'd say. So that kind of makes me think that it'll be worth playing. But we'll see. Let me just get my audio working. Yeah, that's fine. Probably a little, yeah, there we go. Okay. Perfect. Dreams and madness. Yeah, I'm gonna go with more of the latter, unless this is some utopia that's better than our city. Or cities, I mean. A great war between races is but a footnote in history. Are they referencing World War II, or are they talking about nowadays? That's disturbing. Damn, some kind of dystopia happening here. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting a cutesy game. Oh, we've got different... I didn't know that there was D&D races in this. Okay. Excuse me. Dose medicine's still kicking in. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. This is a surprise to me. That's fine. This is a totally blind playthrough, so... Yeah, I don't even know the premise of the story, apparently. Most other people do blind playthroughs, and they at least know that. Well, here you get the full treatment. Yep. I don't know anything. I don't even know how to read. That's how blind this playthrough is. Bricks and wood and glass. Oh, industrial style. It's okay. Honestly, I think it's a little too common nowadays. It's like everything wants to be industrial. It's a very New York thing though, isn't it? Industrial is like the new aristocratic style. It's like the old world. Uh-huh, okay. Cool, more credits. Because we're posh like that. Or we want to be at least. My hometown has no good coffee shops and no culture whatsoever, so even this tiny thing is like, I'm like, whoa, wouldn't that be nice? And the best I've got is a McDonald's that has like decent seating and lighting, which it only has by pure chance. I'll maybe say more about that later or whatever. It's not super important to anyone but me. Oh, 24-hour coffee shop, that'd be dope. They used to have those in Calgary, but Calgary's too full of too many like drunken assholes. And not even the kind of assholes who are out to have fun. They're the kind of assholes who are like rich and bored and want to like dunk on places while they're like boozing it up. Basically harass everyone and torment them with their like 10 seconds of power and their otherwise useless lives. Those kind of assholes. That's the reason we don't have a 24/7 McDonald's here. There actually is one further in my town, but the main McDonald's next to me got rid of it because they're next to a Boston Pizza, and apparently everyone who has money from the most meager job comes from Boston Pizza to harass the McDonald's staff. Most of them are like small Filipino women, so a bunch of jackasses. I've been in there when they came in to harass everybody. But I'm the barista? What? I thought I was gonna be a rich douchebag. So is this kind of like Valhalla Bartending Simulator or whatever it's called? I haven't really played that too much yet, but it's calm as usual. I worked as a barista for a grand total of 2 days before I got fired. I think they didn't like me very much. I have a weird personality. It's all politics, really. That's how it is. People like to hire people that make them feel like their job is more secure if they're managers. Man, that's a bummer for sure. The caffeine you desperately need. I'm a bit of a caffeine addict for sure. You're a writer. I wish I was good at writing. I've read more books than anyone I know, or probably anyone you've ever known on TV even. But I'm not necessarily good at writing, that's for sure. I can write nonfiction alright, but that's about it. Triple shot espresso. That sounds pretty good. Oh god, no one told me there'd be well, I kind of figured, but check my phone. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this is probably going to be a slower playthrough today because, like, I'm just playing this totally for my own kicks and giggles. I don't even know if I'm going to like this game very much, but I'll give it a good shot. Let's not think about that too much right now. I'll spoil it. Frey is a storyteller. Policemen, oh boy. I love policemen. Jeg elsker dem. Anyways. We want triple espresso, no doubt. Blacker than a moonless night, hotter, more bitter than hell itself. Okay, that's a little dramatic. Come on. Spare me, please. How do I make it? I mean... Huh. Oh. I have no idea. Jeg vet ikke. Oh, yeah. What's this? Italian delight. Ooh, the music's changing. It's cool. I would like to brew. I think I'm just going to assume espresso is like coffee. With like coffee, because that's what it is in real life. I just go like this. Can I do 3 coffees? That's probably how it is. Just assuming triple shot espressos is a lot of coffee. Yeah, sure, trash it. You can only get 5 of those. Aw, that day. Take this. 1 cup of triple shot espresso. Special for my only customer tonight. Ooh, that hits a little too close to home. I usually have 1 viewer at a time too. Maybe I'll find more in common with this game than I first thought I might. You have a tattoo that says 9, I guess? Is that what that is? Unless it's upside down. Oh, she writes for the newspaper. Zizek is a famous philosopher that's kind of a leftist philosopher who does Freudian Marxism. And he writes copy for a living. He said he always would prefer doing that over like working as some salaried goon for a bureaucracy. And I'm like, you know, there's something to that. Writing copy is not a prestigious job, however. Just saying the truth. Okay. So a novel. Yeah, everyone wants to write a novel. I would love to, but I would need a lot of practice for sure. I love novels though, man. They're so fucking good. Everyone's read a book that like changed their lives or they thought was amazing, maybe because they were forced to in high school. Well, the truth is there's like 50 or more books. There's maybe closer to 100 or 200 books out there, and each one of them is that good. That's the secret. Yeah, I mean, it takes time to read books, but I only say it because I think I really love them, you know. Eh. What did I say? I don't even know. You know who owns the Evening Whispers? Is it Jeff Bezos? Pretty much, I'm guessing. The biggest book publisher in the country. That is also Jeff Bezos. Distributor, I guess. He's like a retailer of books, not a publisher, but he probably publishes now too. Well, Amazon does at least. Uh-huh. What is this about? Yeah. Is that how you get ahead in life? No wonder I'm not successful. Why would I look at you like that? No, it's not stupid. Why not? I mean, I'm not a very, like, I'm ambitious, but I hate, schmoozing or whatever. But I'm not against it. I mean, why not? Live your life, man. How did they react? He'd seen my short stories. Yeah, right. Come on. Lucky. Okay. A draft. How's that a challenge? That's easy. Well, that's nice. Writing novels ain't easy, you know? Budweiser is so aggressively mediocre. For sure. Just checking something. Oh, come on, no. Don't tell me you've written nothing. Surely you've at least written something and thrown it out. That's rude. I've written some stuff. You better have. In fucking 3 weeks. You can at least write something bad in 3 weeks. That wouldn't be my problem. I'd be easily... A deadline would probably get me, like, focused on it, but I'm sure it'd still be trash. Most writers write a fair bit and throw most of it out until they're ready to publish. At least that's pretty common from what I hear from, like, great authors. Yeah, I imagine. That's fair, honestly. A month is pretty crappy considering, like, you haven't probably been planning this up until now. Well, you threw some stuff out. That's a little better than 0. Sort of. You got rid of the bad ideas. It's more than enough time if you know what you're doing. Problem is, if you don't have an idea or whatever, then you're in trouble. Sure. You don't need a week to edit. It's a draft, for God's sakes. What are you, like one of those people who plans out their entire essay over like the course of the whole year? It's like, dude, just fucking write it. Sit down and write the damn thing and then leave a couple days for editing. I love short stories, by the way. Anton Chekhov is so good. If you want to start reading, and maybe some people here do, it's possible. I recommend Anton Chekhov. His short stories, they're super funny and like insightful. Yeah, there's some good ones. There's just some hilarious stories too. Like one of his most famous is called A Boring Story, and it's about this like normal ass office worker who like toes the line his whole life. And I think he dies of a heart attack at the end, which it's just super funny. Any author who's like super famous who calls their story a boring story, I think they've got to have a sense of humor, right? Oh, you're like a tiefling. Yes, I have played D&D. I do know all these guys. I'm more of a Pathfinder guy because that's what my brother's into, but we did used to play D&D back in the day. We played 4th edition, which 4th edition is very mediocre. Yeah, and then we switched to Pathfinder because it was like a bit better. And D&D 5th edition I hear is pretty good though. It's a little lighter, which is probably a good thing. What do you want? Apparently you can smoke indoors in the future. Oh, here I am drinking beer on stream, so I guess I can't criticize anyone. Oh, so you're in a terrible mood. Just kidding. Not planning to be awake all night. Oh, geez, is he that bad at, you know, bedroom activities? Anything with chocolate. Alrighty, let's do mocha. What is this, green tea? Green tea's about all I can have now, because we can't do it like that. Reset. What if I do this? Nope. What if I do this? Why can't I put, fine, I'll put chocolate first, you old turds. That's fine, right? Chocolate milk. Let's put chocolate milk. That seems about right. You don't want too much milk, do you? That's gonna be, this is straight cocoa powder, right? Actually, it says chocolate powder. Still. Cool, sweet, warm. It's gonna be too cold. Oh, wait, never mind. What? Whatever. I'm allowed to mess it up, right? Lots of chocolate. Probably not what you wanted. I'm sure I messed it up. Latte art, that'll help. Oh, I mean, good. Oh, I am not an artist. I warn you all in advance. How do you even do this? Let's just go ham. Oh, pour milk. Etch. Oh, that's 4 once you have milk. Okay. Yo, let's do a big swirly. And then some, surely this will, why is it falling down? For good Schilzen. Etch. Nope. What about this? Nope, that doesn't work. That's, okay, that was terrible. Surely. Seacat. Good, good. Warm, yes, that's why I put less milk in it. People have significant others? Oof. Forgot about that. I used to be into dating so much when I was in high school, but like, I think after you reach a certain age, the hormones stop pumping, and it's like, I've been on like, probably 2 dates a year since then. But yeah, I don't know. I've gotten very picky in my age. Plus I found a lot of more interesting shit to do in life. I think like most people, I fall into the trap of like having a vision of like an ideal romantic partner that like you can't shake. And I'm like, yeah, I know it's foolish to obsess too much over that because you'll never live your life and like find anyone to date. But the thing is, I go out and I try to do dates once in a while. There's usually not enough there to totally motivate me. And the thing is, I will be very forward if I'm motivated to, but I just don't really find that sort of thing too often. At least so far. Maybe when I move to Norway, things will be different. One can hope. Is it good for business? Apparently not, because a lot of the midnight coffee shops in Calgary did shut down, but who knows for what reason. Definitely not, for sure. Health seeker. Yep, what she said. I just love doing it. True. Yep. Wow, to think we could live in a world where you're allowed to make bad business decisions and like still make some money because it's not stupidly competitive. I'm sure anyone watching the stream out there has probably already seen Midnight Diner. It's on Netflix. It's about a Japanese restaurant that's also only open at night. I've only seen a few episodes, but it's really good. If you're into like storytelling shows, it's probably high up there, I'm sure. I mean, it seems like he's doing all right because this place is stacked with fancy ass crap. That's a secret. Here's damn rich. Oh. Yeah, unlike me in real life. I hate to tell you all out there, I ain't fucking rich. I'm probably near the bottom. To be completely honest, my dad was an itinerant carpenter who moved kind of into doing oil patch negotiations and then left when I was 18. I have zilcho for money. I have wonderfully supportive brothers, however, who would have my back, so I've got that going for me. Always got a couch to sleep on, I guess. Luckily, I have better taste than most people, so I can buy stuff used that I like very easily, so it doesn't bother me too much. I highly recommend that to anyone out there who's short on cash. Learn to buy stuff used, and learn to buy stuff you actually like. It'll help a lot. So at the end of the day, what good is money if you buy really tacky stuff with it anyways? And a lot of rich people do have the tackiest shit. Especially when it comes to houses. Because for rich people, houses are an investment, so they buy the blandest decor so they can resell it. That way it's like as mainstream as possible and appeals to a broad audience. And it ends up looking like crap. Because their only point to have a house is to have a box so they can resell later. They don't care if they enjoy it. They have really no concept of that anyways. For real. You have to come here. My one customer. Yeah. I assume anyone watching the stream is virtually in the same boat. You're pretty much stuck with me. That's how I feel about Mike from PA, honestly. It's like, there are very few people other than Mike who treat politics with like, what's the word? I guess he's a bit reckless. Mike is one of the few streamers who doesn't pat and pet his audience too much, which I appreciate. Like, he's not like a rude asshole to his like viewers or anything. Like, he appreciates them, but he doesn't go out of his way to like, I don't know, you know what I mean, pet and pat them. For sure, as much at least. I mean, everybody's probably a little guilty of that. You want people to come and watch your stream, right? Still. Oh, shit. I actually love going to bars and writing down people's stories, or at least notes on them. I think it's very fun to do. Fortunately, you don't find too many, because most people live very dull lives due to capitalism, mostly, in my opinion. Well, you have to write a whole novel, so you're gonna need more than just one story, I think, yeah. This guy's got a very, what's the word for that? Kind of almost a smug attitude, eh? He looks like a rubber Ross, honestly. Surprise me. I do that all the time, man. There's nothing wrong with that. No, just give them whatever. When they say surprise me, they mean surprise me. Just don't give them junk. That's the only, Okay. So we're gonna want coffee for the bitter. With some milk. If he wants bitter, we're gonna need double coffee. We can eat some latte art, apparently. What the frick does this even do? Whatever. I can't draw anything. What can I draw here? I was gonna say I'm gonna draw a dog, but there's no way I can draw a dog, and I know it. Oh, I mean, good. Oh wow, what's this button do? I hate this. I'm such a terrible artist. It's my biggest weakness. Let's draw a smiley face. Surely I can manage that. Not really. Health portfolio completely are terrible. Yeah, go run in front of a bus, why don't you? Yeah, whatever. This is why I can never be a barista. Your Baileys. Oh, why didn't you order a Baileys then? How is that Lua? Oh, I thought it was Luva. I was like, how do you pronounce that? Yeah. Been playing some Hitman recently. Hitman is like one of the funniest games, man. It's so good. I love the evil Swedish banker that's in the Morocco level. He's so funny. He's hilarious to kill. He's got the classic Swedish foppish accent that every Norwegian show has. My brother describes Hitman 3 as like properly titled as liberal killing simulator or something like that is what he calls it. I think he puts it a little more eloquently, but they're lost drunks or criminals. Well, you can get them at any time there. I'm good with my fists. Yo. I have to beat up drunks and criminals. Damn. I'm rich, I'm violent, and I'm a good conversationalist. What kind of an example am I setting for people here? In short, I'm like every fantasy game's catch, right? I'm basically like Geralt from The Witcher. Uh-huh. I have to listen to these people's conversations. Well, that's nice. The fuck? This is not like any real conversation I've ever heard. But I do live in a weird frontier town-esque capitalist hellscape, so that probably explains that. That's always the problem with these games, and like, honestly, writing in general is like realistic dialogue is not easy. And so far I don't think this is very realistic. But maybe it's still enjoyable. What? How do you deal with annoying customers? I usually change the topic of conversation, and that doesn't work very well because they realize what I'm doing and that I'm being like purposely distracting. So it doesn't work very well. I'm bad at dealing with annoying people. I'm not good at faking the fact that I don't like someone, or like hiding the fact that I don't like someone. I'm terrible at acting, to be honest. The ones that you don't need your fists to take care of. There you go. It would not be wise. Gotta make money, gotta hustle. Uh-huh. Oh, her parents are racist or something. I've never directly experienced this, but my previous long-term girlfriend was her parents were very middle class, and they didn't really take to me too warmly, ever. Anyone but an elf. Yeah, they didn't like me because, like, I have a very chaotic vibe. I'm obviously not middle class. You meet me for like 10 seconds and you quickly figure that out. What's this? I also had to leave home while I was dating my ex at the time as well, which was interesting. Yeah, I mostly, obviously, it's like I don't really experience racism. It's like white people have every advantage in the world when it comes to that. Unfortunately, that's just how it works. But the classes stuff, I definitely have more than my fair share. Ooh. What? How dramatic. I need like a fan every time things get heated in the game. That'll last forever, for surely. Yeah, I mean, I will say to my ex's parents' credit, they weren't like totally rejecting of me, but they just, yeah, they weren't super crazily supportive either. I think after we were together for like 3 years, they eventually were just like, oh, they'll probably be together forever. No, it probably took them like 4 or 5 years before they admitted it, which ironically was probably just before we broke up. Oh my god, and the funny thing is, it's like, if you're lower class and your family doesn't like who you date, you can kind of just throw up the middle finger, because you're not expecting to get any inheritance or anything from them anyways. So, like, why would you listen to your family members? And if they're that racist, you probably don't get along with them anyways, right? But this is like such middle class bullshit. It's like Romeo and Juliet is about upper class people who are like have to marry a specific person for money purposes. But like the middle class thing where it's like you should marry someone who's like similar or whatever is just, it's very self-serving, I would say. I have never had this conversation. I would never expect in a million years my parents would believe they even have an ounce of leverage over me to even vaguely suggest that I do or do not have a relationship with somebody. I would just laugh in their face. I'd be like, well, okay then, if you say so. I guess there's a few small advantages to be lower class, is that you don't have to have any reverence for people, because you don't owe them anything. It's like, I don't owe my parents shit, man. It's like, they kind of took care of me, but I don't know. To be honest, they were like fairly abusive, and my dad wasn't home a lot, although he was an okay guy. It's just like, it is what it is. Oh, you lose your immortality. Yeah, you mean, this is like such a middle class dilemma. Who wrote this game? I have free license to make fun of it. I am kind of enjoying this though. This is funny. Just don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna make fun of it if they keep pulling the middle class. Like, oh, you can't marry the XYZ person because it'll lower the family value. Think of the housing prices. I literally had someone say that one time to me very recently. I was like, oh, we should have a train from our suburbs area to the city. Wouldn't that be great? Because we could go in the city for work and then live here. And they were like, oh, that would be terrible. And I'm like, oh, because of all the riffraff that would be let in. And they're like, went sour for a second. It's like, yeah, and the housing prices would be worse, right? I was like, oh my god, some things never die. That's basically how they used to justify racism in the 50s too. They would like run black people out of town, to be quite frank, is usually who it was in 1950s America, and they would say it was due to like housing prices or whatever. You know, they want the value. It's like, it's the classic dog whistle. And I was just like, oh my god. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. This is such a middle class like dilemma though. Like I wouldn't even think like the losing your mortality is clearly just like a symbol for like losing your inheritance and your like money and resources that comes with being like middle class, upper middle class zone. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to offend anyone out there who's middle class, but it's like, if you are middle class, it doesn't hurt to take an honest look at your situation and what the score is. Because it's like, truthfully, almost all middle class people I know, their parents subtly hold over their heads, and it's very subtle, the threat of like the inheritance thing, right, withholding it. It's very much a thing. They, middle class parents are kind of like understanding that for a few years you're going to be rebellious and then they expect you to come back into the fold. And almost all middle class people go back to the money. It's like the Titanic movie, right? It's like they ditch the slumming it attitude and eventually they just head back. It's just easier, and they don't fit in anywhere else except for their little sanitized family zone thing. Hope this is what you tuned in for. I'm basically the Grinch, but like an actual person. If you don't like it, I guess whatever. I'm not gonna apologize for it. Anywho. Oh, I don't know. Bounce? I guess this is just gossip overhearing simulator, so it's fine, I guess. Sadly, no. Why not? Vote for Iki. Vote for Iki. That's a bummer. Sure. Latte would imply milk. Do I have to put in a secondary? Extra green tea then. I gotta stop doing this because I can't draw anything. Let's try to do a star. That's surely. Oh my god. Oh, I mean, nope. I gotta finish what I started. Oh, Lord, that's terrible. The weirdest. What do you mean? Extra green tea? Me? No. I do plan to get married personally eventually, but I honestly am just waiting until I get to Norway or some other Scandinavian country. I fucking hate it here. I could never imagine raising kids here. People where I live are completely totalitarian mindset, brainwashed kind of thing going on. I wouldn't know. What's the saying? Fool grows into an old fool. I like to bust that one out whenever the boomers try to talk over me. It is very much true though. It's like there's a certain kind of like attitude that like lets you grow and become wise, but like most people, especially nowadays, just don't have it. So getting old gives them about jack shit for advantage, other than a willingness to try to confuse young people to get what they want. For a movie that's about that, I'd recommend The Lighthouse. It's about a young guy and an old guy working together at a lighthouse, and they eventually get really pissy with each other. That's pretty much the simplest way to sum it up. There's a lot more to it. It's also very Lovecraftian. It's a very good movie. What happened to you? Did someone like spit in your tea or what? You were listening? Oh, to the tragic love story kind of deal? We should just be together. Oh, or just not be middle class. Or whatever. I don't know. I'm not gonna give advice. Uh-huh. Oh, Jensen. I like this game so far. The spiced lady. Don't make me draw that. I don't know if I'm gonna play too much of it tonight, because as much as I like it, I'm not like super in love with it. Don't take that the wrong way. It's like I like it, but I'm not like hooked in yet. This might be kind of a game I play like as a lighthearted game. I could always try Valhalla Bartending Simulator or Red Strings Club. Red Strings Club is like the one I'm more wanting to play, but zombie virus from Africa. Manage illegal immigration. Is this commentary on how much racism there is in the US? The funny thing about the whole racist thing that I find is that, like, black people are the most marginalized group in the US, I think by far, and there's a lot of statistics to back that up. But hilariously, if you cross the border to Canada, like, which is just like, for some, like, the cities sometimes are like a couple hundred kilometers apart, whatever. It's like, or even shorter, probably, especially like Vancouver, Seattle. It's totally different. Like in Canada, the most screwed over minority is Native Americans by far. Like, and the funny thing is the stats are very comparable. When you look at like prison rates, like life expectancy and stuff, it's almost like instead of black people, we have Native Americans and they're like switched positions. And it kind of just goes to show that in capitalism, it's like capitalism almost needs to create like an underclass to basically squash, to make the people who are like slightly better off feel like life isn't so bad because they've got someone underneath them that they can like sneer about, because capitalism just basically survives on the idea that you know, there's always someone you can act like a douchebag to. Like if you look at Milton's I think that, yeah, Milton Friedman's economics, he even goes so far as to suggest that you want a certain amount of unemployment. And it's not like a tiny amount of unemployment. He suggests like a fairly large amount of unemployment, which has driven economic policy up until this point. Their reasoning for that is that unemployment allows people the time to find a better job that they're more suited for, and it actually benefits society by making them more productive. But that's just a kind of a bunch of bullshit. We know that's not how it works. People who are unemployed don't go and find their fucking dream job next month or whatever, right? That's crap. It's totally there to just erase bargaining power of like unions and workers and shit, obviously, and to create an underclass. Anyways, let's move on for a bit. I think I might do more political streams eventually, like covering news, that is. Yeah, you're impulsive. I don't even know you, I'm sorry. Wait, you're a writer, so basically Midnight Diner, but a novel. I mean, it could be good. What if I say you can't do that? Oh, you can't say she can't do that. All she's gotta do is change the names and locations and shit, and she can write whatever she wants. You know, put in a disclaimer. I mean, you can just take the stories and not frame them as taking place in a coffee shop, although obviously that story structure is kind of good. I mean, Midnight Diner works, I'm sure. No. Lots of writers write about people they know. They just, you know, or they base characters off of them. And they like, that you never should reveal who the model for your character is unless it's like way after. But Proust has said, like, when he was alive, exactly who he based some of his characters off of. Or people guessed a lot of the time. That's totally fine. It's fiction, right? I don't know what that means. I still want to do an analysis on Andor, but I'm not really sure how to approach it. Nope, you cannot. You can ask that, like, if she writes it like too many personal details so it's obvious who the characters are in real life, then yeah, then she can get sued for defamation or whatever. But like, that's really unlikely. So you could ban her from coming? Not really. I mean, you can. That would be like really extreme though. Oh, got him. Better be a good one. Oh, the police. Oh no, I don't like police officers. I'm sorry. I'm sure there's people out there who like don't mind police officers. I'm not a fan. In Canada, I actually know personally someone who was dropped off in the middle of the highway during a freezing cold winter by a police officer. And in the RCMP in Canada are quite well known, well, for anyone who cares to find out, for like basically leaving people out in the snow. They dump them outside of the town so they're not a problem anymore. And a lot of those people die. And there's another word for that. The word is murder. The RCMP are fairly well known for doing that. They still do that to this day. I personally know someone who had that happen to them. And like they had to call their family from their cell phone. Well, if he was drunk or high and didn't have a cell phone or any mixture of those things, then he'd just die, apparently, which the RCMP is quite fine with. I guess, you know. And I mean, this guy I know is my neighbor's, my ex-neighbor, his brother, and he's like a meth addict and shit. Like, I'm gonna be honest about that. But like, that doesn't mean that you should be killed. That's fucked up. Obviously, I don't even think I need to explain that, but and it's like, yeah, when you do that to people, there's a very high chance, depending on like how isolated they are from society, they just straight up are dead. Maybe they're so drunk they just don't care anymore. It's like, you know. So no, I don't like most police officers. I'm going to assume that they're fascist like cunts, basically. But I'm sure there's a couple good ones. A couple bad apples who are good cops, if you know what I mean. I used to smoke, but thank God that I quit. No milk. Healthy coffee? Well, can't promise that. Got some honey, we got some ginger. Honey's alright. It's like sugar but spicy, I guess. I'm fine with it. I think it's alright in tea. I wouldn't have it every day, but let's just put double coffee, surely. That's fine. Serve it. Oh good, I got a compliment. I wonder if like I actually messed up the green tea latte. Diablon vet. Devil knows. Provide me with the service. Triple shot espresso. I used to be a big espresso drinker, but now I kind of like tone it back quite a lot. But it depends. I'll still drink a lot of coffee if I have a special need for it. Green-haired fairy. Everybody wants to dye their hair, but it rarely looks good when it's finished. It's very difficult to dye your hair, unless you're a natural blonde, and I think it's quite a bit easier, so you don't have to bleach it. I don't know. Life-altering. Yeah, here's the truth. It's like, it would be nice to make some kind of a tiny living from streaming, but if I could trade that with just living in Norway and working like a bottom-of-the-barrel job like a barista, for example, I'd rather go to Norway. I'd rather live around people who just have more life going on. You know, plus your kids can choose to go to school or not freely without having to beg money from you. Like in Canada, if your income's low enough, the government will give you a loan to go to school, but yeah. So it's not like it cuts you completely out of the system if you want. Although you have to sacrifice a lot to get through it for sure. Share the details. Yeah. Her working hours. Well, surely, there are a lot of authors who had to write under a lot of pressure. Usually that pressure, yeah, comes from needing to work a second job and money. There's a reason why most authors are like upper class traditionally. It's because it's Anton Chekhov's actually an exception. Anton Chekhov was, I think maybe he was born from a rich family, but they lost all their money. I don't really remember, but anyways, I think he's a doctor. And so the reason he wrote short stories is because that's basically all he could have time to write, considering he was working and had to support, I think he had like a family eventually and stuff. I don't really remember all the details, so look it up yourself. Yeah, I beseech you to do your own due diligence. Well, you can come and work here, maybe. Nah, probably not. This place isn't that successful, I guess. Well, if you're working at it during work hours, you probably would be. I mean, is stealing time a crime? It's not like a crime, but they will fire you, to be honest. Some companies allow you to do personal projects on if you have it with extra time or whatever. I mean, if you're not doing any actual other work, then there's nothing wrong with it. Technically, I might have to arrest you. No, fuck you. What are you, a corporate stooge now? Bad joke. That's why I took up smoking originally. It's just to get more breaks. That's how they get you. You should feel bad. Yeah, be more of a corporate bootlicker. Your employer owns your soul. Look, if they can't find enough actual real shit for you to do at work, then they can do whatever you want. That's my opinion. Like, why should you have to sit around and do nothing? That's ridiculous. Like, obviously doing other writing projects makes you a better writer, which only benefits the company, unless they're idiotic, which, you know, some managers are actually wildly incompetent and obsessed with personal politics. Some, what do I mean? Most of them. The police force would never hire someone with green hair. Not in a million years. I'm sure there's examples out there to disprove me, but those are exceptions, I'm afraid. I assume the person who made this game based their game off of stories they heard from coffee shops, or is this all imaginary? We'll never know. I would call that a compliment. Okay, fair enough. Is it? I don't think so. What do you have against me tonight? He's probably worried about losing customers due to breach of privacy. It's not like I'm using real names. I'll dramatize the things I've heard, of course. Yeah, it's fine. That's even worse. What do you mean that's even worse? I mean, here's the secret. Most authors write about stuff they've experienced or known with like a twist. At the very least, they have to do research, right? Why would you tell people that you're going to write what you hear? A secretly rich beggar hanging around the block. Why would you be a beggar if you were rich? I'm sorry. What universe do you live in? It sucks being a beggar, my dude. I mean, unless you pretend to be a beggar and then go back to your mansion, but why would you do that? Sleeping out on the street is fucking scary, man. Hearing about your girlfriend passing during an investigation is, I don't know. It's hard. What? What the fuck are we talking about? Oh, I'm totally missed what's going on here. Oh, okay. You're not real. Well, that went deep fast. Oh, my eyes are dry. Oh, we're gonna talk about the couple already? Gave her coffee to sober up. Come on, hit me with some more stories. You're promising lots of stories, and I expect them. What is this? Go. You two are scary, yeah. What's with this? What is that? I like it. No, you cannot. You're not allowed to sit in seats that are still warm from the previous bums. You have to let them cool down. Them's the rules, I don't make them up. Coffee and ginger, is that a thing? I guess I must have something else sugared. I've never had coffee with ginger. Maybe that's good. Does chai tea have ginger in it? I'm not really sure. Whatever he's having. You mean good. What if I don't remember, yo? What I made just 10 seconds ago. Well, I think I'm gonna switch games, because this game is a bit of a slow roll. I do like it so far. I think I might try some more of it as well. But it's kind of very lighthearted. For sure. Oh my god, it's been an hour already. Guess it can't be that bad, because time sure flew by. Well, I think I will play... There's Valhalla Cyberpunk Bartending Action. Or... Sinking City is another good option. Or Red Strings Club, because it's the same kind of genre. Didn't these guys make a sequel or something? Or is that Red Strings? Probably not, right? I don't know what I want to play. Might as well just play something that amuses myself, right? Tokyo 42. This was a kind of an interesting game that I might want to play. It's like Hitman, but like a little 3D world with like tiny guy running around. Pretty decent game. Virtuaverse. Yeah, let's try this. I don't know anything about this, and that kind of intrigues me. It's very cyberpunk, obviously. I got pretty high reviews. Might be a little on the cheesy side. We'll see. Ooh, cool music. Well then. Oh, I've actually got a special blood music. Cool. Okay, maybe the soundtrack's banging. That would be good. We do not want full screen because I don't have multiple monitors, so I have to kind of make some compromises with that. Okay. Here we go. Make sure it fits the screen. That should be good. think this is more of like a visual novel kind of thing, as far as I know. Blood music. I guess they make the music for this probably. It's okay so far, pretty solid. We'll see, maybe it's got some really banging hits in it kind of thing. Pick up the soundtrack, whoa. We'll see. I'm very picky when it comes to my synthwave and such, so. Languages, bet you they don't have Norwegian. They do not. Simplified it. Yeah, we're gonna go for not challenging because I'd like to actually finish this one streaming. Here's the truth, is that when you're streaming, it's hard to focus on puzzles and shit, and I don't want to take any chances with it. Normally I'd probably go for the harder version, but yeah. Sorry, that's just how I roll. It's funny to watch me flounder, but not forever. Well, maybe it's funny, but I'm not confident enough for that. No! Destroyed your headset. I've done that. Any VR fans out there? I always say that I love VR boxing, but Half-Life Alyx is really good. I like Pistol Whip too. You get to practice your shooting. The, who sleeps with an edgy hoodie jacket on? Apparently this guy. Love the decorations though. Fair enough. Our initial flaws to fix our broken headset. Relatable, I guess. Oh yeah, I didn't fix my fucking stream information. Probably should do that quickly. What a waste of time, I guess, but I think I might have another beer too, we'll see. So let me change stream manager and we'll call it what game is this? Virtuaverse. There we go, they actually have it. Crazy drunk stream. Or whatever. There we go. I will not be drinking a butt ton. Unless for some reason it draws in a massive audience, which is not possible. Sorry for all these interruptions, but apparently the chat is not working for some ungodly reason. Error loading data. That's a little annoying. Well, anyways, let's continue. What kind of books are these? They belong to Jay. Oh, I have a roommate or whatever. Meds. G's. Okay. The hoverboard. Classic. I see we're in the Back to the Future. So just the future, I guess. Do-it-yourself hacking. Yeah. I teach computer programming, so everyone's always interested, like, oh, how do you become a hacker? And I'm like, I have no idea. I mean, you just send like spam emails to like bait out people's passwords. I think is how you do most of it for real. If you want to watch a good hacking show, I guess I can recommend Mr. Robot, but I've watched a lot of it. It's pretty good. I want to finish it one day for sure. Anyways, let's see what I'm missing. Dude, I love VR though. It's my favorite thing. I think it's finally in the era where it's like ready to kick off a lot. VR boxing is so fucking good, man. The fuck? So we're looking for a password? Oh, dude, we got arcade machines. What are we, like, rich people or something? The ultra glove of power. Do I need this or something like that? Okay. This game's a little silly, right? I mean, I want to use the elevator. So, how do we get the AVR working? We need spare parts. They said it was outside, I thought. Yeah, downtown. We need a code, right? I guess we gotta look for it. Assume. You've read them all. What are they books about, man? Yeah, I read that part already. Let's go look at the balcony. Look outside the balcony, yeah? Yeah, I know. Skyscrapers. Let's take in some of the world. What's the harm, right? Everything seems so cold. The spa, but it's totally not. Don't think that's what it means. It stands for something, I'm sure. Aggressive marketing. Oh my god, you have no idea. Still better than our future. Oh, is this how we get down? Okay. The code, maybe it's in the vinyl. Nope. That's cool, I guess. Anything that looks better than this weird hoodie. Tracked payments, cash only. Cash in the future? Any messages, like say code or key code or whatever. Payment reminder. It's always raining in the future. You think you're pretty smart, don't you? Okay. Could insult him. Sugar free. That's Jay. We met during that tour. She still sings sometimes. There's a code in the corner of the poster. 15287. They are so entitled. Oh, I don't even have to put it in. What is this, handhold? Oh, I had to put it on easy mode. I guess this is what you'd expect. Pizza Amore. I love it. War campaign ad. We're inches away from that kind of dark future, I'm sure. I mean, America just pulled out of Afghanistan, but that just makes me think they're looking for something even worse to do now. Yeah, pretty much true. The spam brainwashes people. I wouldn't put it like that. But I have in the past, so I guess I can't really say that. Cool. Got a motorcycle, it's a nice one. Canada is not really conducive to motorcycling. Very cold and very slippery. Which is unfortunate, because I probably would own a motorcycle otherwise, because they're much cheaper, right? The future sucks, but still slightly less than your current present. Cyber babies. Ooh, noodle advertisements. That does look good. This game's a little on the cheesy side, but I kind of like it. We're just playing like silly junk games, I guess, for now. Hey, maybe it'll impress me. I don't think it's gonna beat 2064, but we'll see. Dating service, I gotta click on this. Creepy Valentine. Okay. Immediate death. Well, at least it's not prolonged death. We have a bunch of junk. Cool, cool. That's very awesome pixel art, that's for sure. Drugstore. Mm-hmm. Gotta get your fentanyl here. Like apparently the latest thing that they're having trouble with. That's a weird question to ask for sure. That's also a weird response. The problem with games like these is that they write in dialogue, but it's really hard to write like realistic dialogue. Not that your dialogue needs to be realistic, but I love ramen. Dude, I hope I'm at least 18. What kind of 17-year-old is playing this game? Well, we started around the corner, so let's try this. Ooh, ramen. Get lost in a sea of ramen, that'll end our quest really fast, I think. Yum. Oh man, you're making me fucking hungry. I hate you. You are the worst. Look at this guy. He's got a bucket that he's eating out of. This junk is not working. I'm sick and tired of it. This guy's just got like VR. How can he afford those? Like, I assume it costs the same as like a phone, right? Maybe it's like in the future you don't have to pay for cell service. It is still better than our present. That's fucked up, man. Still better than our current present. on this right now. But seems kind of like a unrealistic stereotype a little bit, eh? That sounds cool. Crowd surfing will be punished. That's not true. Hands off my cartridges. Sure, whatever. The almost dead plants. Let's just go in here. Pretty sure this is where we're supposed to be, right? Or not. Ooh. A ringing bell. I'm not sure either, and I'd like to know. Is this not the repair place? It's locked. Don't get any ideas. I mean, that's not what it's for. Oh. Mean pile. My bad. Well, I can already tell this is not the kind of game that I'm going to be very good at. Maybe there's another passageway back here. Them I do. You're in the wrong place. But I really need to get inside. What's with the Japanese signs? I remember having to go to a shady hardware place like one of these in real life, because that's what they were selling, those game cartridge things you can put into your handheld. They would let you load any game you want on it. Technically they're not illegal, but man, so I gotta figure out a way to break in. It's just like a puzzle game. I'm not really that great at these. They're for real point and clicks, you know? Permanent reality? What is this, Syndicate? Don't touch my drink. Good. Vad ska jag göra? Yeah. Oh my god, dude. We're desperate out here. We're desperate. Credit card. Yeah, let's use the credit card on the... I was gonna slide it open like in the movies. Actually, apparently that works. I've had someone do it before. Well, this might be a very short foray into this game because I can't figure out for the life of me what to do here. And I don't know if this is really my kind of game to be streaming at least. I still might play it at my own time, but that's what you get for being a little curious, I guess. I like it so far, but it's I can't imagine I'm going to be getting through these puzzles very quickly. Especially since I'm having beers and shit. Okay, that's not going to help. Yeah, I can tell this is just not gonna work out. It's interesting though. Not for a drinking stream, that's for sure. Funny though. Anyways, I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming anything else tonight because I'm struggling to come up with anything, but I do have a lot of choices though. FireWatch. That's a good one. It's got a good story. Deus Ex Human Revolution. An excellent choice. Classic. The original I do want to play, although I'm not sure about streaming it right off the bat. I might do a bit of a playthrough to learn how to play and then stream it at least. So like might be partly blind because it's old and complicated. It's a very good cyberpunk game though. It has like good social commentary and like actually somewhat meaningful choices in it at least. BioShock, very good anti-capitalist sort of game. A classic for sure. I like 2064 a fair bit. I don't think I quite finished it though. Maybe FireWatch. I mean, good. It's 6 in the morning. Yikes. I think now is a good time to take a break. I do want to stream more, but 6 in the morning, I don't know. I'm a bit of a weakling. I was trying to get up a little earlier. Fuck it. Let's play some FireWatch. At least like a couple minutes, just get into it. We'll see if I like it, and then we can stream some more later. And then I probably have to go off to bed. World Detail Ultra. Think a computer can handle it? We'll see. I've heard good things about this game, although I know nothing about it. Oh, let's change the stream info again quickly. Okay, we also have to change the capture window. There we go. We're starting off in a bar. I can only assume by all the glass tinkling noises. Julia. Oh, late 20s. Laughing with well-dressed professors and grad students from the nearby CU Boulder. I am. So what's your major? I have no idea what you ask. That's probably a good choice. Nice. You are a future hangover. Wow. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the one to go with if you're actually into the person. The problem is I always break that rule because I always want to do small talk to like suss them out, which I think a lot of women read that as like you're not into me enough. And I'm like, yeah, it's probably true, but like, I actually want a decent conversation. Here's the truth about the world is that having sex with someone lasts like all of like, depending on how much endurance you have, maybe like 30 minutes total with like, you know, foreplay and shit. And after that, you have to like actually hang around them for the rest of the time because there's very few kinds of relationships where the person just leaves immediately afterwards. That's life. And so you should definitely, I have to get the backpack. Okay. Should definitely make some effort to ensure that you're like, I guess the word for that is compatible, but I kind of hate that word because it's a little misleading, I think, but whatever. I need to be with somebody who's like a decent conversationalist for sure. That's one of my big requirements. Like, I don't like talking all day, and to be sure, I've spent whole months not talking to anyone at all, but at the end of the day, it's definitely a big requirement for me. It can be a bit of a deal breaker otherwise, even if they're generally a nice person. and good looking and etc. and so forth. What the fuck is with this game? It wants me to click on very specific shit. I don't think this game's like a hard puzzle game, so it should be a good one to stream, but this music's very interesting. It's like a slow piano. Oh, wait, you're supposed to leave in our truck. Cool. Got a actual camping backpack. We'll go with the German Shepherd, yes. Oh, you're having a dog because you're not ready to have kids yet? Classic move. Classic. The litmus test. That's, I don't know. Why should I get to pick? I barely know how these two get along. Yeah, I don't know. I've been told the ovaries thing is like a myth. But I don't really know. It's like something people passed around, and like it has no scientific basis whatsoever. It's like the amount of extra like problems during childbirth in your 40s is like greatly exaggerated. It's like an extra 1%. I think the way they fudge the stats is they say that it's like triple the amount of like birth defects, but like the chances of getting one is like infinitesimally small. So a triple of like 0.1% is like nothing. It's like that kind of fudgery. That's what I've heard. I'm not a big expert on it, so do your own due diligence, as I always say. Unless I actually am an expert, in which case you can take my word for it. I'll tell you when I actually have done the research. I just haven't totally here. Yeah, don't buy into that myth too much. As far as I know, it's mostly hogwash. Obviously, like, you might have more energy when you're younger, so it's easier to care for like children, I suppose you could say, but that's kind of like very flimsy argument, really. Ooh. The relationship's not going well. What are these choices, yo? Do these affect the outcome of the game? Oh, I have to click on this, I forgot. In my opinion, the secret to having a good relationship, because I've done some research on it, and there's a lot of hogwash out there, but I think there was one study that said that people do stay together more if they do, there's a correlation if they do like new activities that neither person has done fairly frequently. Because like the thing is, after you're together with somebody for like, because my longest relationship lasted 6 years, which is an extremely long time for a young person like me. And it's like, after together for a long time, it's like, you do sort of have to have the relationship sort of change. It's better to do like new activities that neither of you has done, to like have those new experiences together, and like you kind of like change simultaneously and like sort of learn new things about each other. That's the only advice I could probably give. My biggest problem with my last long-term relationship was that there was trust issues, not in like a jealousy sense, but like I didn't really feel like she had my back if there was like money issues or like anything like that happened, or that she was like good in a crisis, and it's like that's kind of like somewhat important for me. Yeah. Oh, you're probably talking more about that, but I don't really feel like it. During the summers, you and Julia and Joaquin may have a night. One of them tries to mug me with a knife. Bummer, dude. Scare him away. That's probably the better strategy. Interesting story. 1984. Orwellian nightmare ensues. Agree if she commutes. Why can't I move? What? Am I stuck here? Is that the thing? I don't know. What would I do in real life? I would just move. Is that like not a possibility for some reason? I didn't explain that. Commutes 2,000 miles away? Dude, you can't commute. Like, yeah, you can take the plane for sure, but like you would summer outside of your job, right? You absolutely, I guess we absolutely don't want to move. I mean, being department chair is like cool, but it also sounds like kind of a boring like bureaucratic job, so I don't know. How the fuck would your relationship continue if you have to travel like what, she's only gonna see you on the weekends? Like that just doesn't work, my dude. So I guess I have to choose this option. This is a heavy plot, yo. What is this? You're chewing out colleagues? This is a strange plot, man. That's a better idea. Dementia? Oh, I thought she was just like having like being emotional or whatever. She's 41. Whoa, how much time do we skip? That's life, I guess. Sometimes you just get stuff. Nietzsche's a very famous philosopher that I read here and there, and I think he died at like mid 40s. And his like father also had the same kind of disease, so he knew he was gonna die at a young age. It's kind of interesting. That's quite a curse, I suppose. I fucking feel old at 29. I'll tell you what. I'm not really, but like at the same time, I wish I had gotten more achievements under my belt by now. But you know, it is what it is. Mm. Hey, what? Or our whole life just skips by like that. I do feel like that sometimes, though. Especially after you get into like your mid 20s, like life starts to zipping by. Fucking sucks. The 6 years I spent in school were like, they were like gone. Because like, it was just endless torture and boredom. And so I don't remember much of any of it. It's like there's no like concrete memories to like separate it. But the way I see it is it's like, doing hard things in life is, you know, you've got limited time. Do you want to always just do easy shit that you don't find very meaningful? No. I think there's a balance to be had, though, right? When I was in high school, I spent most of my time just like dating or whatever. So I kind of got that out of my system, to be honest. Bummer. Guess we should have had kids. Well, I guess it's a good thing that we didn't choose take the job, because then she would probably be very isolated with this problem, and like we might have broken up before she even got to 41, to be honest. Because I don't know how you maintain a relationship when you're like seeing each other on, like, I assume weekends. She can't commute 2,000 miles like every day. That's like nuts. Bummer. My mother actually had to take care of somebody who had, like, I think brain cancer and was going crazy. I mean, there's no harm in moving them into a care facility, assuming your fucking country you live in, they're not awful. I mean, you can always visit them a lot, I guess. It was like some nice social democratic country, their care system's probably not too bad, and she would get more interaction with more people, which would probably help the dementia a little bit at least. It's kind of too big of a job for one person to just do on their own, to be honest. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure it's different in every situation. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we're getting like depressed and shit. Yo, this whole game's sad, man. Bro. It's interesting though, for sure. I don't think I maybe this I cannot see myself as becoming so romantically involved with somebody that this would happen, but life do happen sometimes. I mean, people fall in love. It's just at this point in my life, I find it very difficult to believe. I don't mind hitting dates once in a while, but I do not take them very seriously. I'm just like, maybe I'll find someone I really like. I'm like 29 though, so it's like some people are in different situations for sure. I'm not the kind of person who does dating as like a full-time hobby either. I just don't find it that rewarding. It's like fun for sure though. Is this my job? My dad always wanted to be a park ranger. He said he ended up doing a bunch of bullshit stuff for his entire life. Well, this is intriguing.
Hello, Two Forks Tower.
That's me? Maybe? Oh, this is an interesting game for sure. I'm definitely...
Two Forks Tower, this is Thoroughfare Tower. Come in.
This is definitely a game that I'm going to continue more going forward. Question is, do I want to play it like right
Your
now?
lights are on.
Maybe. Why not make hay while the sun shines?
Two Forks, come back.
Right.
Pick up your radio.
Hold shut. Shut up. Games always are interrupting me when I'm monologuing. I think it's hilarious. Yeah, I might play some more of this even right now. I mean, if you're hooked, you're hooked. Why not play it when you're having fun? I'm gonna grab. It's like 1:45. That's how long the stream's been up. So I think I'm gonna grab a little bit of tea and maybe another beer. We'll play a bit more at the very least. I'm very intrigued. This is quite the opening to the story. It's a little on the like. I don't know, the dramatic's not the way. It's kind of grim and maybe a bit like heavy-handed, but I don't think it's going to be like that at all. It's just like, I think a normal game would do this kind of story and sort of wreck it, but I have the funny feeling this game doesn't do that at all. And it's actually just really good. I just get that vibe from it. You know what I mean? So I'm very intrigued. Anyways, I'll be right back. I already got some tea, man. I'm going to heat it up, get another beer, and then we'll see where the rest of this game takes us. Okay. Damn, that is definitely, this is a strong and very interesting opening. It's kind of hard to believe. It's like, I'm not used to this in games. We'll see if we can deliver on the promise, though, you know what I'm saying? Everything's working. Make sure the audio's still working. Yeah, okay. It hasn't been breaking lately. I think I fixed the problem, but it is what it is. I still have to check. So, man, that's a heavy opening. I wonder if I think probably you get the same kind of story no matter what you pick, I'm assuming. I want to read it, bro. Examine. Don't mind your mind alone. Have you considered the untapped power of your own mind? Do you often ponder the unexplainable? Do you find yourself seeing that which is not there? Do you yearn to explore the labyrinth of your own psyche? It's a classic bullshit self-help book, right? He's a wizard, yeah, that sounds. A roadmap of mental enlightenment. Yeah, that's some bullshit. Kind of reminds me of Maps of Meaning by Jordan Peterson, which is the most bullshit self-help book I've ever seen. I mean, I went to a therapist once while I was going through university and mostly because I was just extremely stressed out from the exams and I was losing my teeth at the time and I had money issues and it was an absolute fucking nightmare and so on and so forth. So it wasn't because of any specific mental health issues. I just needed even the tiniest bit of support I knew was just going to be helpful at the time. So that was a good reason in my mind to go. I couldn't seriously work on myself because I was just too stressed out, so it wasn't crazy helpful for me, but it did help me get through things. But my point about that was that I got recommended a book. I think it's called The Body Keeps the Score, and it's about dissociative depersonalization disorder or something like that, which I'm pretty sure I have some of that, where it's like if I get stressed out enough, my personality changes to deal with the situation. And I get like a different set of like motivations and things. Yeah. I think I've mostly gotten over it because like being out of that stressful situation, I've like made a lot of progress in like getting better. Oh, pissed. Now I want to read the book before I throw it at least. Can you read this? A burning romance and a brutal tyranny. Something about revolution or something against like a oppressive world government. I feel like this is a really heavy foreshadow or something. I kind of want to like read it always, but it's very blurry. I can't read it very well. $20 million copies sold, and with an American ruling class that only knows growth and expansion, there's no better time to pick up this modern classic. Weird. So it's like a powerful bureaucratic administration's taking over farmers. This is some kind of fucking foreshadowing or something about the game. I don't know. Very interesting. I want to read that more, but it's like so fucking blurry. Is there no way for me to... Here I'm wasting my time on this. That's me. I'm like Pasanabi. I gotta like look at everything for like 10 minutes. Can we like get the resolution a little higher? Maybe that would help. Perhaps. Mulighetens. Wait, it is. Oh, no, it's not. What about this? It's a little more detailed. Fortunately, I don't have multiple monitors, so I have to. Okay, that helps a little bit. So they're independent farmers who are like resisting collectivization. This is an anti-socialist book. What is this? Or is it an anti-monopolist book? Because I'm very curious as to which one it is. Since it says something about growth and expansion, I can assume it's an anti-monopoly book. That is a very interesting book cover to put in this game. Not what I was expecting. Yeah, I am very intrigued by that, but I gotta put that down or we'll never make any progress. Can't use that. Radio, I guess. Let's use this. Cool. Sorry it took so long in that book, but you know, I'm just like mega curious. Hold shift. Oh, we can select dialogue.
Hello?
Oh, I got voice acting.
It's Henry, right?
Yeah.
I'm Delilah.
Yeah, that's what the guy said on the phone.
So, what's wrong with you?
Excuse me?
People take this job to get away from something. So, what's wrong?
What's wrong with you?
That's a great idea. Go ahead.
Look, I just hiked for 2 days, so I don't really follow whatever it is you're doing right now.
You take a stab at what's wrong with me.
Fine, then can I sleep forever?
Sure, buddy. Okay, now go ahead.
I have to. Wait. Wait, what? It's not giving me reply options. Oh, I have to hold shift, right?
Okay, you're probably just rebelling against a mom who wishes you had given her grandkids, by the sound of your voice, at least 15 years ago.
What?
You come out here and it really grinds her gears and you love it. Can I sleep now?
Well, she also says I fuck immature men, but in my defense, who wouldn't want a 28-year-old with ambition and energy and some fire in his belly in bed?
Me, I'm going now.
Just a second, now it's my turn.
Okay, good night, bye.
Let's see. I don't know anything about you, but 9 times
I like
out
the
of
dialogue,
10,
it's interesting.
folks out here simply got dumped.
Ooh, that didn't happen to me though.
Close?
Good night.
Not really.
Good night.
Not close at all. If anything, the complete opposite. Did not get dumped. That's my backstory. Did not get dumped for eternity. Apparently.
Well, I guess good afternoon. You probably slept like a rock. Anyway, there's still a few hours of daylight to get some work in.
It's quite the character.
So call me when you're ready.
Oh, now I'm taking up writing. What's all these games about writing? To be fair, this game has extremely good dialogue so far. It's interesting. Answer the radio call, but what if I want to poke at things on my desk? Fine. I have been learning this mechanic.
Hey, sorry, guess I slept in.
You got a relaxing, 14 hours of sleep? Woo,
Ooh, boy.
Jesus, I guess it's what, 6?
6:45.
Whoops.
Don't worry about it. That hike puts everyone out of commission for a day or two. But now that
That's gonna be me tomorrow.
get you acquainted with
I'll
the
be
job.
trying to get back on sleep schedule, but I just
Map on it. Do you see it?
completely given up. Yeah, I've seen it. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
This is the Osborne Firefinder, invented in 1914 by W.B.
Osborne?
You use this to spot, you guessed it, What the fuck?
What is it?
Nothing. You use this to... Oh, fuck me!
Good God, language, lady.
Out your west-facing window. Are you seeing what I've
I don't
seen?
know where West is, bro.
Are those fucking fireworks?
Or what are they? There.
Whoa, that's not legal, right?
No.
So north is
You
this
need
way.
to get down there right now.
Is that really my job?
Your job is whatever I say it is. Look, the closest ranger is like 2 days away. Go down there and set him straight.
What is my actual job? I'm not really into discipline.
Do you think you can handle that?
I'm not really a disciplinarian type of guy.
Well, make
Same.
him knock it off without smoking a joint with him, okay?
Sure. All right.
Good. Get going. You'll probably need a rope to get down the shale between you and the lake, if I remember right. There should be one in the supply box on the way. The code is 1,
I'm
2,
not
3,
either,
4.
but I have to teach programming to young students, and some of them are like, they want to be there a lot of the time, but like, what? Whatever. But like, if they get like distracted by other students who don't want to be there, then they will go off of the like game plan like completely, for sure. And I don't like having to tell people to sit down and work, and I try to approach it the least like that as possible, but it's just part of the job, unfortunately. It is like I was brought up when I was a kid to just be like, think for yourself, you know. Which is a dangerous thing to say to your kid because they won't fucking listen to you half the time. But it did make me more independent, free thinker type person, I guess. But unfortunately, not everyone's brought up like that. So some people do want like authoritarian figures or whatever, and sometimes you have to play the part, even though it's like I'm just not like that at all. But that's how life is sometimes. So we're looking for some equipment. And it was inside a supply box. And I think it would be here, but it's not. We can chill by. The beer is coming up. I did not get any supplies. And I feel like I probably needed them. It's some day. Whatever. Find rope. Okay, so it's outside. I was kind of wondering that. Cache 306. So this is kind of a cool. It's like, so we got trails. It's like a little ranger forest simulator. Yeah, my dad wanted to be a ranger to specifically get away from everything. He and his wife did not get along. My mom. Excuse me. Probably could have muted for that, but whatever. Next time. Oh, we're kind of going off the way we're supposed to go. Maybe this way? Yeah. My mom is fairly abusive person. She'd be constantly telling my dad that he was like too fat or wasn't ambitious enough and shit all the time. I would put her as like mildly sociopathic. She like lacks empathy. She's kind of chilled out now that she's gotten older, to be fair, but and also everyone around her got better at dealing with that. Weird way to grow up for sure. She definitely lacks like an understanding of other people's like moods and mind. It's like actually mildly sociopathic behavior. She's very dramatic as well a lot of the time. It's unfortunate, but that's just the reality. We have had too many beers. I don't know. I don't really care. It's like I've gotten over it. I'm like 29 now. It's just like it's like such old shit at this point that I just like don't think about it too much anymore. I guess that's what these kind of games are all about, right? Doing your own dumbass therapy in the woods. Except we get to play a game and skip the going to the woods part because I actually have a normal life to live. I can't get down this cliff, eh? My guy's not very athletic. So it would seem. Yeah, it is what it is. I've met a lot of people who just like say their parents, it's like, oh, you're not supposed to poo-poo your parents. It's like such a big no-no in my culture, at least. I don't know how it is everywhere, but I think it's a pretty general thing. Especially mothers. It's like, yeah, fathers can be bad. They can not care and they can drink, but when you like poo-poo your mother, it's like, oh, that's a crime. And I'm like, eh. Sometimes parents have kids because they feel like they're losers in society and they want something they can exert a little bit of control over and maybe even be a bit sadistic towards. That's fucking reality. Also, having kids is a lot like taking a shit. It's almost like a bodily function that like takes like willpower to resist doing. It's like, you know, human beings are programmed to have children on some level, right? Found it. So, it is what it is. That's just reality. Reality, folks. If you like talking about dark shit like that, I guess this stream's for you. I try not to dwell on it too much, but, you know. Can I open this shit? Maybe I should try using the radio. Gotta get out of here. Arrow, escape maybe? Yeah, okay. Radio. Hello. What's the code? Let's make some small talk.
I found the supply box.
I like this game so far. It's amazing. Great. What's the code?
What's the code again?
1, 2, 3, 4. The whole lot of them.
Alright. Could have made it like something memorable, but a little less like mega obvious. Whatever. Maybe they don't really care about people stealing. Maybe people don't steal from them. And it's just like if it's an emergency, then you probably want access to this stuff. Deal with them. I'm not an intimidatingly tall man in real life. I'm like 5'6", but I'm in very good shape. But intimidation is not my strong suit. I'm not tall enough. Although, to be fair, very few people mess with me when it comes right down to it. I'm too good at, like, taunting people to have to deal with that usually anyways. I can usually annoy people so much I don't have to fight them. Let's just say I'm good at getting under people's skin, because that's how I was raised. You see the link now. When you have a sadistic parent, you learn very quickly how to get under someone else's skin as a defense mechanism. It's excellent. And then you struggle with thinking that you're a bad person for the rest of your life. And then you realize that sometimes assholes do exist and you do need to get under their skin. There you go. Interesting. Oh, look, I've simplified myself too much. That's a pretty petty way to like sum up oneself, isn't it? I'm sure there's more to me than that. Who knows? So they were to the west. I guess we can just see the fireworks, to be fair. Overshare. Oh, shift's not run, right? Is there a run button? Not really. Oh, R is jog. I've had too many beers, man. Losing track of the plot here. We're going down. Is that an overshare? I don't know. I mean, it's something I've struggled with my whole life, to be sure. It's just a fact. When you live around someone who's constantly looking for weaknesses in you, it leads to a lot of problems in life. And I've made a good effort to get over it, to try to be more empathetic with other people. Be patient. Try to live a stable life, and it's not fucking easy. That's for sure. A lot of people have some issue like that they have to deal with. It could be from anything, you know, traumatic event in their life. Someone dies in the family, I'm sure. It can be a difficult problem. I knew someone who had schizophrenia, which is a thing.
Hey.
What the hell's wrong with you?
My rope snapped coming down the shale
Wow.
slide.
You didn't break anything, did you?
No.
I broke the rope.
Well, be careful for Christ's sake.
Who the fuck bought that rope? That's the cheapest rope in the entire land, yo. That's bad. Wait, I can actually just straight jog? I'm sorry, but most people cannot just straight jog, you know? When they're like in the woods or wherever. Report meadow? Why would I want to do that?
Wow, there's a big rock outcropping down here near the lake. It's really something.
Big rock.
Makes for good camping. There used to be a group of guys who would boulder out there a couple times a year.
What happened to him?
Dunno. Just stopped coming out.
Wow. Nature is nice. I don't own a truck necessary to get out into the woods, but that's one of the reasons I want to go to Norway. Because in Canada, we have a lot of nature, but you have to buy parking, or not like parking, but like a camp ticket a lot of the times in Canada. You have to go during a specific season when it's not too busy, and you usually have to own a truck. In Norway, however, there's a lot of land that you're just allowed to walk on. There's like a certain law that makes it so unless that land is being specifically utilized, you cannot deny public access to it. Doesn't that sound great? Another reason to get out of this hellhole of a country. Continent even. All of North America is fucked, in my opinion. So bad. Well, this is interesting.
Oh shit, ferret are Irish.
Damn. Oh no, that's...
Probably don't need this in my life right
I'm
now.
not... Wait, can I just keep it? Oh, you can. It's full. I thought it'd be empty. Why not, I guess. I actually am more of like a gin vodka. More gin. Vodka's kind of bland for me. Because I like iced alcohol. I just think it's like super refreshing. Gin's strong enough to kind of come through the ice a little bit. Oh, here we go. It's definitely a fire hazard. Should probably ameliorate that. Confiscate. Yeah. Lay down the law, beer can. Clean it up. Yeah, the whiskey's mine though. It's my payment. Let's deal with them. Yeah, it's not my favorite part of the job. I'm not a bra. Wait, I don't want to grab it. Well, it's mine. I'm just gonna start collecting bras. Oh boy. Well, you can do that in the woods. I don't care. But the fireworks you are not allowed to do. The fuck? Well, this is going to be awkward. But we still have to... I'm sure if they're naked in the woods, they're not. So, put that down. Oh, so you can...
Fucking cool it with the fireworks.
Please just put it down. We won't light anymore.
This guy's creepy, Chelsea.
Okay.
You probably have a tiny dick.
Chelsea, it's my boombox. Can we go?
I'll throw it in the water. No, wait. Let's not threaten them with any weirdness. Just don't do fireworks.
You're just some sad man out in the woods.
So, you're sad, useless teenagers out in the woods. That makes two of us. Okay. I think that did it.
Hey, that go okay?
I hope they drown. It went fine, I guess.
It went fine. Hopefully there won't be any more trouble.
Yeah, we'll
Thanks for
see.
going down there.
I assume most people tell them once and they get it. I'm sure they just didn't think that there was anyone who gave a shit. Okay, job done. Tea till draw yum. Time to go home. This is a very nice looking game. I know I saw they made it get a little bit more dusk-ish later as time went on. It's very subtle though. Like I didn't even notice until I started coming back, which is cool. This is a great game. What a great game to talk about your like life problems while you play. Although no one will ever watch that. Probably for the best though. I guess I can run, I guess. Sure. Excuse me. I'm burping a lot. It's the beer. Yeah, beer's not my favorite. Budweiser kind of sucks, but it's all we have left. But I do actually am mostly a beer drinker at the end of the day because it's hard to get like majorly drunk off of it. Oh, we can't go back this way. Oh no. Oh no. We can't go back. Let's go around, I guess. But yeah, honestly, I mostly... Can I get this shit? I mostly drink beer because it's cheaper at the bar and you can drink slower with it. There's no way for me to get my equipment out, eh? Well. There, Iki Sobra. This is not so good. Guess we'll just have to poke our way around, which is fine, because I kind of want to look around the woods anyways. Kind of like take in these sights. The game's really good looking, so... Yeah. I always like hearing about other people's stories, and so I get attracted to sad sacks who have personal problems. But, you know, as a person who likes reading lots of literature, it's like, obviously I like hearing about people's, like, little personal things sometimes. Raccoon.
There's a critter out
A
here.
critter.
Raccoon.
I can't understand you.
Because I'm whispering.
Because you're whispering.
Alright. Let's whap them, boys. It's a rakin'. Any Trailer Park Boy fans out there?
Pears! Yes!
Got him.
Are you okay? You didn't just have a stroke, did you?
No!
Do you smell burnt toast?
No.
Then what then?
I'm doing a crossword and I figured out the theme. It's homonyms. Pears. The clue was couples peeling fruit. Anyway, hope you're having a good afternoon.
Thanks.
I used to work at a casino, and we were taking our test to see if we would make good poker dealers or not, basically whether you got hired. And during that test, one of the candidates had a stroke. It was either a stroke or a seizure from drug overdose. And they, no one noticed that she was having a stroke but me. She kept saying like random words. It was like kind of exactly like that, but less excited. And her like jaw was going slack. I think it was a stroke, honestly, but they said it was a seizure afterwards. They probably lied though to cover it up because the casino doesn't want us to like think about it, right? I was the only one who noticed. Everyone else just thought she was being like, I don't know, normal and talking to herself in the corner. It was weird. And so I got the manager and said something's wrong with her. And yeah, they called the medics or whatever. Took them a minute to get there. She had been going to the bathroom like a lot before that, and obviously I think she was taking drugs and shit, which is probably what caused it. And since it was test day, she probably overdosed. Needless to say, she didn't get hired, but I also never saw her again, so I don't know if she survived that. Who's to say? Or if she was permanently disabled for the rest of her life. I never saw her again. I tried to see if she was okay at the hospital, but of course it's like I couldn't really like find her. I didn't really know what hospital she went to. So I made like an effort and we like asked to see if she was there, but yeah. I guess we have to go all the way around probably, right? That was a pretty crazy one. She was very oh, we can't go this way? How do we get back? Yo, do I have to go up the river? I don't want to do that. I mean, good. I assume we have to go south at some point. Okay, let's just try that. We'll just take the south and like hug the wall. Yeah, that was an interesting moment in my life. That was a long time ago. There's a tendency in our society that like as soon as people like have something like that happen, our society kind of whisks them away and you never see them again. It's a very interesting thing. Whether people like this game deals with that theme too. Like someone gets dementia, you put them in an old folks home, right, or whatever. I don't know. I would just prefer to live in a society where that's not like a bad thing. But we all know like care homes in like America are, I assume they're in America, are like shit or something. But in reality, it's like you should send them to a care home and they should get good care. Because like they probably need more than just one person looking after them. But of course, it's like whether or not you visit them a lot is kind of a personal thing. I'm sure it's very sad if something like that happens. Maybe there's oh, we just can't get up here at all, eh? Oof. Do we have to go up the river? My dude, I don't want to. Oh, we can just climb this. Nope. Oh, I mean, good. Okay, so we don't have a choice. We have to go back to the river and either go right or left or up. Okay. Yeah. And then that person disappeared and you never saw them again. It's, I don't know, it's pretty normal. There's a lot of people you meet in your life you never see again. Or maybe that's just me. It's probably just me. You want to go back to the teenagers. It's awkward. Now I look like an idiot because I'm lost. Maybe this way? Sure, this looks like a path of sorts.
I take it you fell prey to the Forest Service's big recruiting effort when it comes to, how the hell you ended up out here?
Sorry, I don't really know what you mean by recruiting effort.
I don't.
After last summer, budgets went through the roof, a lookout and every lookout for the first time in 20 years.
Last summer?
Oh, come on, you're from Denver, not Delaware. This was national news for Pete's sake.
Boulder. I'm from Boulder.
Same diff.
I don't want to reply.
So are you going to let me know what happened that caused this budget increase or what?
Wow. I can't believe you don't know.
I was a little preoccupied last summer.
Jeez. I mean, the federal government almost let Yellowstone National Park burn to the ground?
It's happened like 7 times since then. Or maybe not Yellowstone, but we...
Yellowstone is like, what, 15 miles away? Why would they do that?
Well, the short story is that for 60 years, we got very good at not letting forest fires happen. And then about 15 years ago, they decided that forest fires in wilderness areas like Yellowstone should be left to burn. So that's what they did. I can't believe you didn't hear about this. There were reports
This
that
is a
the
real
entire
thing.
park was gone. Dan Rather telling the country that President Reagan didn't care on the nightly news. I mean, what the hell's he gonna do? Smoke jump in and snuff one out for the Gipper?
What does that mean?
So what should they have done?
I don't even know. By the time the Yellowstone folks realized the little fires weren't going to burn themselves out, 100,000 acres were gone. It's Yellowstone, People don't want to touch it, but we touch it every single day. But hey, I got a 30 cents an hour raise because we can't have another fiasco. The goddamn
Well,
park can burn down again.
we constantly have like forest fires nowadays. It's like ridiculous. And the smoke comes up into Canada and like blocks out the sky for like a long time. Not to mention like a lot of people can get run out of the area, like lose their homes and stuff. This game really is set a long time ago because nowadays that's like a common thing. What's this? The fourth estate. So estates are usually like a reference to French caste system in the French Revolution time. We'll see what this is about. Salt city streets and slams into a sordid web of politics and high finance that all leads to murder, deceit, and betrayal. For this fourth estate is new territory for Sturgeon and is not to be missed. Looks like schlock to me. I just threw that on the ground. I kind of feel bad about that. Get in the box. Can we report?
I found a sweatshirt from the University of Eastern Colorado.
There's a University of Eastern Colorado?
I really don't think there is.
No.
Why would somebody make that up?
Right, and then put it on a sweatshirt.
Oh.
The world's a weird place.
It is. It is. It's like an inside joke, I bet. Hope everyone's having a good day out there. I've only got a couple more days off before I have to go back to work. I was put on leave to save the company money. But it's been nice to have a break for sure. Oh, what? Let's keep the note. Anything else in here? Ah. Oh. What the hell? Map updated. Okay. Some day. Oh my god, this was just bonus loot. We're still lost. Oh. I mean, I assume this game's kind of expecting you to explore a little bit still, though. Wow, so beautiful. It's like a healing balm for all of my therapeutic worries. Not. You still didn't find any rope or anything. Oh, another exit that's blocked off. Wait, so we've been up the waterway, but we didn't get all the way down it? Ah. We go east. Secret. Surely this will be the right way. Ooh. I've definitely lived a long periods of my life where I was living in isolation. I can't say whether it's particularly good for you, though. I mean, sometimes it does help to think things over, but honestly, it probably isn't really that great for you. I think it's better to just try to live a normal life. Hopefully, things just feel like they're going back to normal, generally.
So, I have a bit of a confession to make.
Sure, what is it?
What is it?
Bored.
Look, I was drunk last night when I welcomed you to the job.
Yeah, well, you're not the first one to be guilty of that.
So?
I know I can get a little pushy, putting you on the spot about why you're out here and stuff.
And
Yeah, it's weird, yo.
Good idea to get into your love life, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
Wait, what was her love life thing? I don't even remember. I'm a bad listener, I guess.
Sorry.
What the hell was it? I don't remember. Oh, it's not a big deal.
It's fine.
I'll keep that sort of a thing to a minimum. Anyway, let me know when you get back to your lookout.
Okay. What was her thing about her love life? Wait, she didn't say anything about that, did she? She told us to guess at what her problem was. We said something about her mom, and she said yes and something else. Oh, yeah. She fucked in Mature Man. Does that mean we're going the right way here? Oh yeah, report the thunder.
Some thunder.
Yeah, I've got eyes on a storm out to the north.
Well, that's bad, right? Because of the lightning?
It just means we'll be busy. Hurry home and try not to get hit by lightning.
Should be easy. I hate the light lensing.
I got hit by lightning when I was 9 years old, so I'm safe. It's not going to strike twice and all that.
Well, there was an old lookout named Roy Sullivan who got hit by lightning.
It's gambler's
7 times.
fallacy.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if it makes you feel any better,
It's like if you something happens to you, it's more likely to happen
Would you
again.
believe?
Suicide? Who commits suicide after getting struck? Well, I mean, he probably has like health problems, I'd imagine. Maybe that contributed to it. I assume that can't be good for you. I love these boxes. What's in here? Defend the forest. A horn is. There's a horn in here.
Antler or whatever.
Well, antlers are made of bone, and horns are made of the same stuff as your fingernails.
I guess this is a bone.
Antler. A ranger must have found it this spring.
I would never know the difference by like picking it up. Oh, this is very useful. This is mine now. They are meatno. Utmarket. I cannot express enough how happy I will be to get to Norway. I am so sick of this hellscape. I am under the firm opinion that nothing good has come to me from being in this fucking country. And Canada's the nicer of the two compared to the US. That's the funny thing. Like, good things have happened to me, but it's like, usually it's stuff I got for myself. We should have a gratitude stream. Can we have like a Thanksgiving stream for the few good things that have happened? This is a terrible idea, by the way. Never do this. Don't go into random caves. That's where the bears live, and they do not appreciate you stepping on their territory. But this is a game, and I want to see what happens, right? Yeah. Man, this fucking country sucks. Like, I've had good things happen to me. Like, I'm happy to, you know, I had a pretty good, like, romantic life going on while I was in high school. I'm happy to have, my brothers are nice. Through traumatic bonding, we are a tight-knit crew. A jolly band of pirates, I would say. Because they had the same shitty upbringing I had, and nobody else gets it, so it's like you kind of have to be buddies after that a little bit. What else? I'm happy to have taught myself how to learn things and to found a very nice hobby from that you know, gives me some meaning. Yeah. By the way, fuck the FBI for shutting down Z-Books. They're assholes. I don't know. Maybe I should think of more things I should be thankful for. Apparently it's good for your health. Cave's closed. Oh, there's a key. We can talk about this.
Hello? What's in this cave down here?
In Thunder Canyon?
Thunder Canyon?
Thunder.
I didn't name it. But in the cave?
It's kind of,
I don't know, rocks?
it's kind of an extra
And
name,
Fred
right?
told people not to go too far in there. It's pretty dangerous.
So,
I mean,
So
yeah.
I say, fuck it. You're a grown man. You can go where you want.
great. Used to go caving with someone back in Colorado. She loved it. Might be great to explore it sometime this summer.
Well, that could be fun. Obviously, be very careful.
Oh, so you're not always crazy.
It doesn't seem
Loot the market.
This cave is gated off.
It's to stop spelunkers from dying without getting the keys from the Forest Service office first.
Makes sense.
Although
Okay.
Debbie says she lost them like 3 years ago, so maybe its mysteries are locked away for good.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, but maybe you can find another one to get your caving kicks in.
Oh, this one's so close to home and convenient, though.
Aw, sorry, Hank.
That's not my name, it's Henry. You fucker. She doesn't even remember my name. She was drunk last time we talked, but she's a lot less crazy now that she's not drunk. Yes. Is this the right way to go? I guess we should quickly check the map. Ser liksom ut. Is that how you say that in Norwegian? I don't know. Or now it's like straight up night. Ah, I mean good.
There's some guy out here giving me the creeps.
The creeps? Wait, he's looking at you? Is he doing anything else?
I don't think so.
Henry, there's something someone should have told you about this area.
What is it?
It's outside.
Come on.
The whole thing. And people come and go as they please. It's madness.
Yeah, I get it.
Look, bumping into someone in the middle of nowhere is part of the fun.
It's outside, and people come and go as they please. The outdoors. Complete health chaos. Complete chaos. Damn, Budweiser beer sucks, but I guess it's alcohol. The taste is so bad. It's so mediocre, and yet, like, just the right amount of sour to be, like, not good tasting. And, like, no other flavor whatsoever. Well, that's a cool little backdrop. Damn, that's good looking. It's kind of just like cartoonified, like a wee little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, there's another tower over there. Oh, you can...
Hey, you keep your lights on at night?
I'm doing a crossword puzzle. I do a lot of crossword puzzles.
She's Delilah. Oh, I guess I didn't remember her name, so... And I'm also drunk, so I guess I can't blame her for calling me Hank. Is Hank, like, short for Henry or some shit? Maybe I'm, like, dumb. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't want to know. Should we go this way? Looks like a dead end, so I want to check it out. There's a loot here or something. There's not. It's just a log. So you can jump over all the logs. Cool. Yeah. Therapy. That's a tough question, honestly. Really makes you think. It's like, what is actually good for you when it comes to that sort of stuff? There are some kind of personality disorders that just cannot be cured according to, like, what we know. Like, you know, if you're like a narcissist or something, like someone who doesn't want to be cured. But that's not always the case. I wouldn't know what to recommend. I had a lot of problems when I was like growing up, especially after I was 18. I was like on my own because I was trying to like fix some of them. And I think my ex at the time mentioned maybe only once or twice that either we or I should do some therapy. And I guess I just thought it was too expensive. That was probably my main problem, the main roadblock. It also felt like weird to like go to therapy when like someone suggested it's like, oh, there's something wrong with you. But I think my main roadblock was I felt like it was going to be too expensive. The stuff I went to in school was free, basically. I think they charged me like $8 a session or something, which is even a lot of money for me back then. But they had like a scaling system. I wonder if that was around at the time. Maybe I could have gone. Probably would have been a good idea to go. I'm sure it would have helped. So, I would recommend it, I suppose. I guess the worst case scenarios, it doesn't help. It's not really that big of a deal. My brother's gone to therapy, a couple different counselors slash therapists. I don't think it's really like, maybe it helped him a little bit. I don't know. I'd have to ask him if it really did. But my approach is like, I'm saying, why not go? It's worth trying. Worst case scenarios, it doesn't really help. Excuse me. It's the beer. He took meds for a bit, which he's off of now. He didn't really like help him that much. He said made him sleepy and something else. He had like a problem with it. I don't really remember. Oh, sleepy and he ate too much and he kind of felt like sort of icky a lot of the time or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Like, those are basically antidepressant meds, but he was taking them for, I think anxiety, and they can kind of work for that too, right here. What's with the generator?
So this generator is all the power I've got out here.
Oh, this is my base. I guess I've made it.
Much gas, and well, you don't have much in the way of electronics, so.
What about my hairdryer?
Oh, I'm sorry. You might just have to make peace with frizzy locks.
I could never. So it's just the outhouse then, in terms of going to the bathroom?
You're a man, Henry. You can go wherever you want. Well, number one at least. And, full disclosure, I pee wherever I want as well.
It's, hold baseball in the outhouse. Yes, let's pick this up. That's a wonderful idea. It's there. I mean, I feel like this will be useful later. We want to throw it at something. I'll leave that in there for now. Keep that one in the back of the mind. If we have to, like, hit something. That is a tiny ass generator for all these lights. I kind of feel like maybe that would be enough. I don't know. What? Why is my typewriter out here?
What can I do
Oh,
for
it's
you?
the creepy guy.
My typewriter is on the ground, outside of my tower.
You right?
Yeah, look, the wind? No. How the hell did...
You should get inside.
Fuck me.
Inside? That's probably where the fucking creepy dude is. I'll fight him with my baseball that I found. This is definitely not good. I'm thinking it's a dude, because even a bear wouldn't, Damn. Vandalism.
Someone broke in.
The Vandals, the Visigoths.
They wrecked the place. Threw my typewriter out the window. Motherfucker.
Holy shit. I'll let the Forest Service know what happened.
What a mystery. The plot, she thickens. The words of the immortal Jacksepticeye. Like a fine soup.
Okay, I put in a call.
Well, what can they do about it? Will they catch whoever did it?
This is the Forest Service, Henry. They're not exactly Hawaii 5-0. Do you have any idea who would have done this?
Enemies. The girls of the lake? Maybe? Maybe the guy in the canyon. That makes more sense.
Canyon, but I don't know why the fuck you'd want to mess with my stuff.
Well, I'll have the Rangers keep an eye out for a man hiking on his own and question him if they find him. I can't believe someone would do this. I worry about bears and fires, and that's about it. And now I've got to worry about some deranged hiker going after lookouts? Great.
That is the real thing you're afraid of. I mean, like, bears can be scary, but you can usually take care of them, especially if you have, like, some repellent stuff.
I don't know, forever, and see if we
But crazy people. This guy's really crazy.
At least if anything else happens, we can refer to it and see if anything comes up.
Ghosts from my past.
I need you to feel safe out here.
I don't feel safe. I really don't. This is honestly the exact kind of behavior
The Forest Service weapons cache will feel
that
safer than the Pope in his little car.
Yeah, someone made the choice years ago that leaving people with infinite amounts of alone time and a gun was kind of a bad idea.
What, suicide hazard? I mean, like, dude, people can find ways to kill themselves out in the middle of nowhere without a gun. I don't think that that's a good reason. I think, especially considering there might be wild animals, it's like having some sort of a gun, if only a rifle, would be like, makes sense, right? What if there's a bear that goes crazy? Sometimes bears, you know, get used to food and they approach campsites. That can be an immediate danger, right? You need a gun for that, right?
I'm awake. What's your problem?
Our problem.
Sorry, our problem.
That storm knocked out the phone line I used to talk to the service, which means we're cut off. I tried radioing out, and that's
The
not working
storm. That's a serial killer out here, man. Fucking Michael Myers shit up in here.
either. I don't really know why that would be the case.
Should I be worried? How worried should I be?
About what?
We can't get help if we need it.
Oh, you're tough, Hank. You don't seem like the guy who likes to ask for help.
Sure.
What I need you to do, though,
I'm
is
getting
hike out
attacked
to
by
where
a
the fire runs
psycho.
through your area and report
Yo,
back.
this is the kind of behavior that does escalate. It's like, starts at the window, then they find your dog and kill it. My dog's already dead, so I don't have to worry about that, but
Of course.
So you're
it's
gonna
like,
wanna go back there,
this
go
is
through
an
it, and
angry
keep going
dude.
straight to the north when you come out.
Will do.
Thanks, Hank.
It's Henry.
What, you don't like Hank?
Yeah, I don't like Hank.
But thanks rhymes with Hank.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Thanks, Hank. It doesn't really, yeah. You think it would, but it doesn't. I have whiskey now, which I stole. Product of Ireland. Oh, why is Jacksepticeye's face not on it? Huh. Weird. Oh well. Put back. What an interesting game. Oh, we never see her face. That's kind of interesting. I suppose it's supposed to make the character more like an everyman. You can imagine that it's whoever there, maybe. Is that the idea? We're pretty good looking. We said we're ugly, but I don't think that's the case. But, you know, it could be like cartoonification. Oops. It's not really fireworks. Set them off, but the bleach. The Warthawks. When is this guy? Is all these items come in handy eventually, or what? What's this? Is that a board game down there? President. Another theme about presidents. A lot of these books and stuff also have themes about presidents. Oh, more books. I'm a really big book guy, in case you haven't figured that one out yet. Oh, another Richard Sturgeon. This must be the second book in the series. A friend that is up until now shocking evidence the victim was just something in a string of unsolved murders that stretches back over a decade. Time is running out. It's only a matter of days. The killer strikes again, and Neo Black is determined to make every second count. It's probably Sherlock. The Patriots. Begins and ends deep in Red Russia, where they sent him to spy, where they urged him to kill, where they learned that he wasn't the patriot they had hoped. Sent to a plant, the poison pill of espionage inside is the dinner of the communist bear. Ray Friedman returned to his government's doorstep disgraced and disowned by his keepers. Forced back into civilian life as a simple comptroller, but with the intelligence and super skills bestowed upon him by the United States government, Ray struggles to fade into obscurity. That is until a janitor named Cloud Williams reveals that he too was there in the night in Stalingrad. The night everything went wrong and the truth was made clear. Can two men ever return to civilian life in the possession of information that will destroy both themselves and the presidency? Will the government even let them? Red Scare shit. For sure. This is set during the Reagan era or just after, I guess, this game. Birds of Wyoming. This sounds super boring. Okay. That I will not read. I have my limits. My ex was like mildly into learning bird calls, but it was one of those hobbies that like dipped her pinky toe in and then never really like took up as like a real, thing. Not that I blame her, that's so common for like most people. Even back then I used to do that shit all the time, but yeah, that is very much a common thing. Like people like think they like the idea of doing something, but they don't actually do it a lot. That's such a common thing. I can recommend to anybody to try to get over that as soon as possible. Either find hobbies you can stick to, even if you like think you like them less, because you'll get way more out of them, for sure. Oh, we actually have to find fires at some point. Yikes! Sounds like old Scottish soap. No thanks. Glass cleaner. Oh, we can clean the glass. Won't fix this though. Guess that's all we're supposed to be doing here, eh? Well, I think we're gonna pause it here. It's getting pretty late. This has been very intriguing, though. I'm glad I did say fuck it to this one and jump right into it anyways. It's definitely got me hooked. But I'm getting a little tired. The beer and the caffeine is not keeping me pumping as much. So we will come back to this one. Hopefully I've got some time tomorrow to play it. I have, unfortunately, the viewership has dropped a little bit as of late, so I was a little discouraged and I kind of took a couple days off. I think the best thing to do when you're just starting out is to just treat it more like a hobby. Maybe it's just always treat it like a hobby is probably the best advice. I'll just enjoy it more. But I also am the kind of person who's like, well, you should try to squeeze in more because it'll get you in the habit of not making excuses, right? Whatever. I think I'll just stream whenever I feel like and try to stream games I'm actually interested in. What is this? Scary. Yo, why is it so scary? We can use this to keep the killer away. The only way to get rid of a killer is to have an even creepier sign that looks like a killer. And then they'll know this is not their territory. We'll keep them off our turf.
I don't think there's any fictional character I hate more than Forrest Burns.
Henry, as an employee of the Forest Service, that is treason.
He really freaked me out as a kid.
He's pretty creepy.
Of my 30s, keeping the wilderness safe.
A shrink would have a field day with you.
Thanks, Mom.
He's super creepy.
What kind of name is Forrest Burns anyway?
Well, that would be a pun, Hank. A glorious pun.
I went to junior high with a guy named Royal Butts.
Royal?
Butts.
I didn't think anyone had been named Royal since the 1850s.
Well, Royal's mom, Flo, was a bit of a trendsetter.
Flo Butts? Oh, man, that's even worse.
Yeah, well, it's still better than Forrest Burns.
No shot, man. No shot. It was a funny name, though. Alright. On that note, we'll pick this up again as soon as possible because this game is fucking awesome. I'm already way into it. Great. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.